I never thought my life could get worse, until the day Mr. Whitfield handed his daughter Clara to me, the strongest slave on his plantation, like I was property and she a prize. She was unmarriageable, he said, and I was supposed to manage her, protect her, and endure the shame of his cruel system. Fear, anger, and confusion clawed at me, but I couldn't abandon her. In a world built on betrayal, cruelty, and lies, I would fight to survive, to protect her, and to make those who wronged us pay. Freedom would come at a price, and I was ready to pay it. Zeke, come to the house. Mr. Whitfield's voice carried across the yard like a whip. I wiped the sweat from my brow and set down the basket of corn. Yes, sir, I muttered, though my stomach twisted. Every time he called me, trouble followed. Do you know why I summoned you? He barked as I stepped onto the porch. His eyes were cold, sharp, cutting straight through me. I can't say I do, sir, I said carefully, bowing my head. He waved a hand, impatient. It's your daughter? No, my daughter. Claire. She is unfit for marriage. I froze. Unfit. My mind refused to process. Yes, unfit, he said, pacing. Her health is fragile. A scandal, if you will. No man would take her willingly. So I've decided. He stopped, staring down at me like I was a tool. She will go to you. Me? I choked. Sir, I don't understand. You mean? My voice faltered. Don't misunderstand, he snapped. I am giving her to you. You are the strongest here. You'll take care of her. You will manage her. Is that clear? Yes, sir, I said, swallowing hard. My mind raced. My body stiffened. Manage her? She wasn't property. She was a human being. At that moment, Clara appeared in the doorway, pale and trembling. I'm sorry, she whispered. Her voice was barely audible, broken. Don't apologize to me, child, I said softly, stepping closer. I don't even know what this means yet. Her eyes widened with fear. Please? I didn't. I know you didn't, I interrupted, gripping my hands together to keep from shaking. I wanted to comfort her, but I couldn't. My anger at her father burned inside me, hot and furious. Mr. Whitfield clapped his hands. Enough of this. She is yours now. Your duty is to protect her, to keep the family honor intact. You understand? Yes, sir, I said, though my voice was hollow. I wanted to spit in his face, to scream, to refuse, but the words wouldn't come. Good, he said finally. See that you do not fail me, Zeke. As he left, I turned to Clara. Do you want to sit? I asked gently. She nodded, trembling. I don't know what's happening. I'm sorry. None of this is your fault, I said, feeling helpless. But I promise, I'll do what I can to keep you safe. No one else will. Her lips trembled and she looked down at the floor. I could see the fear in her eyes, mirrored in my own chest. I stood there, heart pounding, realizing everything had changed. My life, her life, nothing would ever be the same again. The weight of it pressed down on me, heavy and cold. I didn't know how I would bear it, but I knew one thing for certain. Nothing could prepare me for what was coming. The next morning, I found Clara in the kitchen, sitting quietly on a stool, her hands folded in her lap. I didn't know where to start. Good morning, I said cautiously, leaning against the doorway. She looked up, eyes wide and haunted. Morning, sir. Her voice was small, hesitant. Don't call me sir, I said sharply, then softened. I mean, you can just say Zeke. Her lips quivered. Zeke? She repeated my name like it was foreign. I stepped closer. Listen, I don't know what this arrangement means yet. But I won't hurt you. She nodded, barely moving. I just don't want to be a burden. Father, her voice caught and she swallowed. He said you were to manage me. I clenched my fist. Manage you? I muttered under my breath. Then I forced myself to speak. Clara, no one gets to decide who you are but you. Not your father, not me, not anyone. Her eyes glistened with tears. But I have nothing. No choice. No one will ever see me as marriageable. I sat down opposite her. Maybe. But marriage isn't the point here. Surviving, staying alive, keeping your heart intact. That's what matters. She blinked at me, unsure. You really mean that? I nodded. I mean it. I'll protect you. But you have to trust me, even if it's hard. I want to, she whispered. A silence hung between us. The clatter of dishes from the kitchen behind us sounded far away, almost irrelevant. Then Thomas appeared at the doorway, his boots heavy on the floor. What's going on here? He demanded, eyes sharp. Nothing, I said immediately. She's just eating breakfast. He sneered. Careful, Zeke. Too much closeness is dangerous. You know what happens if Whitfield thinks. I know, I snapped. His tone made my blood boil. I'll handle it. You don't need to lecture me. He studied me for a moment, then left, smirking like he'd won some invisible battle. I exhaled slowly. Some people, I muttered. Clara glanced at me nervously. Is he dangerous? Sometimes, I admitted. But I'll keep you safe. You have to believe that. She nodded again, smaller than before, like she was shrinking into herself. I do. We shared another silence, but this one felt different, less heavy, more fragile. I realized I wanted to hear her laugh, even just a little. Clara, tell me something, I said softly. What's something you like? Anything. She hesitated, then smiled faintly. I like the river. When it's quiet and the wind moves the trees. It feels free. I smiled for the first time that morning. The river, I said. Then we'll go there someday. I promise. Her eyes shone with a faint hope. You really think we could? I do, I said firmly. But we take it slow. One step at a time. She nodded, almost imperceptibly, but I could see the change. The spark of trust, fragile but real, had begun. I stayed a moment longer watching her, wondering how my life had come to this. A girl given to me like a prize, yet somehow, I felt a responsibility that went beyond fear or anger. I don't know what's coming next, I said quietly. But whatever it is, we'll face it. Together. She looked up at me, finally meeting my eyes. Together, she whispered. I nodded, feeling a flicker of something I hadn't expected. Hope. I thought I understood the danger, but nothing prepared me for the day Mr. Whitfield's rage fell on me. Zeke. His voice thundered across the yard. I froze. What is it, sir? I asked, trying to keep my tone steady. He pointed at me, eyes blazing. What is this I hear about you and Clara? Whispering together, sneaking glances. Do you think I don't see? I was just speaking to her, sir, I said, my throat tight. Nothing else. I swear. Nothing else? He spat. You lie like the devil himself. He grabbed the whip from the wall. You will learn respect. I swallowed, feeling my pulse race. Please, sir, I meant no disrespect. Clara appeared in the doorway, pale and frightened. Father, please, she stammered. Out of my way, girl, he roared. She flinched and ran back into the house, tears streaming. I tried to move away, but Thomas stepped in, smirking. Careful, Zeke. You brought this on yourself. Too close to her, and now the master sees it. I started, but Thomas interrupted. Don't waste words. He doesn't care for your explanations. His grin was cruel. The whip cracked against my back and I gritted my teeth through the pain. You think this hurts me? I muttered, gasping. But the real hurt is seeing her afraid, because of me. You will learn your place. Mr. Whitfield shouted, striking again. I doubled over, but my mind raced faster than my body could react. This wasn't just punishment, it was manipulation. Thomas's words, his encouragement of my restraint, had poisoned the master's perception. Betrayal cut deeper than the whip. When the lash stopped, I sank to my knees. I didn't. Clara ran forward, grabbing my arm. Zeke. Father, he's gone too far. I shook my head, ignoring the pain. Clara, it's not your fault. Never think it is. But you're hurt, she said, tears falling freely. I can't watch this. I can bear it, I said through gritted teeth. But I won't bear it alone. Never again. Thomas stepped closer, his voice low and mocking. See? He's weak. And you think you can trust him? The world won't care, Zeke. Not a soul. I stared at him, my chest heaving. Watch me, I said, voice trembling but firm. I won't be broken by you, or anyone else. Clara put a hand on my shoulder. We have each other, right? I nodded. We do. And that's enough for now. After that, I realized the truth I had tried to ignore. Betrayal was everywhere. Not just from Mr. Whitfield, but from the system, from the people who should have been allies. Even friends could falter. I looked at Clara, fragile and frightened, and made a silent vow. No one will hurt you again. Not while I breathe. The air felt thick with tension, the weight of chains and injustice pressing down on me. But beneath it, a fire began to burn. A fire of resolve, of anger, of survival. I would endure this pain, and when the time came, those who betrayed us would learn the cost. For now, all I could do was promise her, and myself, that we would survive this. Together. I could feel the tension in the air like a storm ready to break. Days of humiliation, Thomas's whispers, and my father's cruelty had pushed me to the edge. I could no longer stand by. Zeke? Samuel's voice startled me from behind. He leaned against the fence, face grim. You've been distant. You okay? I'm tired, I admitted, staring at the ground. Tired of being treated like I don't matter. And Clara, she can't bear this either. Samuel nodded. I've got a plan. Something to help. But it's risky. You ready to hear it? I looked at him, heart pounding. Tell me. He lowered his voice. Escape. Tonight. I know a route, safe houses along the way. You and Clara, you could be free. Free? The word tasted strange. Sweet, almost impossible. You mean leave everything behind? Everything, he said. Whitfield, Thomas. It's dangerous, but staying here is death in slow motion. I ran my hands through my hair. I don't know if I can. I've never left. Never disobeyed openly. You've got strength, Zeke, Samuel said firmly. You've survived worse. And you care about her. That counts for more than you think. I glanced at the house. Clara appeared in the window, watching, fragile and silent. My chest tightened. Clara, I whispered. I can't let them control you any longer. She stepped outside, eyes wide. Zeke, what are you talking about? We leave, I said. Tonight. Samuel has a plan. You'll be safe. I promise. But, what if they catch us? Her voice shook. They won't, I said, placing my hand over hers. I'll protect you. I swear. She hesitated, then nodded slowly. I trust you, she whispered. I felt a surge of something I hadn't allowed myself. Hope. We take it one step at a time, I said. No rushing. Just survival. Thomas appeared suddenly, his shadow long in the moonlight. Planning something, Zeke? His tone was mocking, dangerous. I stood tall. I plan to live, I said, voice steady. Something you'll never understand. He smirked. Bold words for a man on chains. Watch yourself. Samuel stepped forward. Back off, Thomas. Or you'll regret it. Thomas hesitated, eyes narrowing, then walked away. I exhaled, heart still racing. Clara squeezed my hand. Do you really think we can? I know we can, I said. But we need patience, courage, and trust. We have all three. We spent the day preparing in silence, packing what little we could carry. Each step felt heavy with fear, but lighter with determination. That night we met Samuel by the fence. Time's now, he whispered. Move quietly. Stick to the path. I took Clara's hand, feeling the weight of her trust. Hold on tight, I said. No matter what happens, I won't let go. She nodded, her small hand warm against mine. I'm ready, she whispered. I looked back once at the plantation, at the cruelty and betrayal that had pushed me here. Then forward toward the unknown. I clenched my fist. Tonight I would take control of my life. And when I did, nothing would ever be the same again. The night was black as we crept through the fields, Clara's hand gripping mine tightly. Every shadow felt alive, every sound a threat. Stay close, I whispered. Don't let go. I won't, she replied, voice trembling but firm. Samuel led us silently, stopping whenever a lantern glowed in the distance. Quiet now, he said. The overseers are restless tonight. I nodded. My mind raced. All the pain, all the punishment, it had led to this moment. No more chains. No more betrayal. Zeke, Clara whispered, what if they catch us? They won't, I said sharply. But even if they did, I'd fight. I swear it. A sudden shout made us freeze. Thomas's voice carried through the air. Hey, stop them. I pushed Clara behind me. Go now. I hissed. Samuel moved fast, clearing the path. I grabbed a heavy branch from the ground, ready. Thomas lunged, and I swung without hesitation. He stumbled, cursing. You'll regret this, Zeke. Try me, I spat, heart hammering. I've had enough of your lies. The struggle was brief but brutal. Thomas fell to the ground, dazed. I looked back at Clara, her eyes wide, fear and relief mixed together. We're almost there, I whispered. The plantation burned behind us. Fires from the chaos Samuel had started distracting the overseers. I had never seen anything so satisfying and terrifying at the same time. Look. Clara pointed ahead. A narrow path through the trees, faint moonlight guiding us. That's it. Yes, I said, gripping her hand. Keep moving. Don't stop. We ran, hearts pounding, until the sounds of pursuit faded. For the first time in weeks, I felt a strange weight lift from my chest. But I knew our journey wasn't over. I can't believe we made it, Clara said, breathless. You can believe it, I said, smiling despite exhaustion. And it's just the beginning. Samuel joined us, breathing hard. They won't forget this night. Whitfield's wrath will come eventually. But right now, you're free. I nodded. Freedom has a price. But it's worth every step. Clara looked up at me, eyes shining with tears. I never thought anyone would care enough to protect me. You're wrong, I said softly. I care. And I'll keep caring. That's a promise. She smiled faintly. Thank you. We moved on through the darkness, the fire behind us a memory, a warning. I couldn't stop thinking about revenge, not just the physical escape but the justice we deserved. Zeke, Samuel said, breaking the silence, what's next? I paused. Next we survive. We reclaim our lives. And when the time comes, those who betrayed us will face their reckoning. Clara squeezed my hand. Do you think we'll see them again? I don't know, I admitted. And I don't care. What matters is now. We live. We're free. Her lips trembled in a small, genuine smile. Then, let's live. I looked ahead at the dark horizon, my heart both heavy and light. For the first time I felt a surge of control, of power, of purpose. And I knew in my bones that when the time came, the world that had hurt us would pay. For now, though, I had Clara. And that was enough. The plantation was chaos when we returned days later under cover of darkness. Fires had burned, and whispers of rebellion spread like wildfire. I stayed hidden in the woods with Clara and Samuel, watching, waiting. They're blaming each other, Samuel said, voice low. Whitfield's losing control. Thomas is scrambling too. It's beautiful in a way. I clenched my fist. Beautiful? I muttered. It's justice, not beauty. Clara rested her head against my shoulder. Does it feel good? She asked softly. I exhaled slowly. It feels right. Not sweet. Not satisfaction. But right. They can't touch us now. Samuel grinned. Careful, Zeke. Don't let it make you reckless. Whitfield will try something. I'm not afraid of him anymore, I said, voice firm. Not after everything. We watched the plantation from the treeline. Flames still licked at barns, and the shouts of frightened overseers echoed. I could hear Mr. Whitfield shouting orders, his authority crumbling. He's desperate, Clara said. He doesn't know what to do. Desperate enough to destroy himself, I said, my jaw tight. And Thomas, he's exposed too. His lies are unraveling. I remembered the betrayal, the cruel manipulations, the years of silent suffering. A fire burned inside me, not just for revenge but for justice. And now I had the chance. Zeke, Clara whispered. What if they come after us? They won't, I said with certainty. We're smarter now. We've survived worse. But even if they try, I'll protect you. Always. Her hand found mine, squeezing it. I trust you. I smiled faintly. Good. You have to. And trust Samuel too. He's been loyal from the start. Samuel nodded, eyes scanning the shadows. We move carefully. Don't show ourselves until the chaos dies down. Let them destroy their own pride before we step in. I exhaled, looking at the destruction. It's ironic. All their power, all their cruelty, and it collapses on them. Karma, finally. Clara shivered. Do you think they understand what they've done? Maybe, I said. Maybe not. But it doesn't matter. What matters is we're alive. And that's enough. Hours passed and I kept watch while Clara slept. Samuel murmured from beside me, Zeke, you've changed. You're stronger. Not just in body but in mind. I had to, I said. No other choice. Every betrayal, every pain, it shaped me. I won't forget, but I won't let it control me either. When morning came, the plantation was eerily quiet. Fires smoldered and the men were scattered, confused. I saw Mr. Whitfield emerge, his face pale, eyes wide with fear. Thomas trailed behind him, guilty and shaken. They'll pay for their pride, I murmured. Not with cruelty this time, but with their own mistakes. Their downfall is coming naturally. Clara stirred beside me. I can't believe it's over, she whispered. Not entirely, I said. But their reign of terror? Finished. We watched as news of the chaos spread through the fields. Slaves whispered triumphantly, freed from fear. I felt a quiet satisfaction. Not revenge but justice unfolding in real time. Clara turned to me, eyes soft. Zeke, thank you. For everything. I shook my head. I only did what had to be done. We survived together. That's the truth. She smiled faintly. Together. I nodded, feeling the weight of the past lift slightly. I realized I wasn't just a survivor, I was a protector, a man who could shape the world around him even in small ways. And for the first time I understood what true power felt like. Not cruelty, not domination, but the strength to endure, to forgive silently, and to let justice take its course. The wind rustled through the trees, carrying away the smoke and fear. I held Clara's hand, feeling the warmth of life and trust between us. Tomorrow we would face a new world. But today we had survived. And that was enough. The morning air was cool, crisp against my skin. Clara and I sat by the river, the water moving quietly, reflecting the first light of dawn. For the first time in weeks I felt a strange peace. I never thought I'd see this place again, Clara whispered, dipping her fingers into the water. It feels alive. I watched her, her face soft in the morning glow. It is alive, I said. And so are we. After everything, we survived. That's more than many can say. She looked up at me, eyes searching. Do you ever think about them? My father. Thomas? I clenched my fists, remembering the fear, the pain, the betrayal. Sometimes, I admitted, but not enough to let it haunt me. They faced the consequences of their own actions. That's justice enough. Clara nodded slowly. I don't know if I can ever forgive him. You don't have to, I said. Forgiveness isn't for them. It's for you. For your peace. But revenge, that's behind us now. We survived, and that's the victory. We sat in silence for a moment, the river moving like a soft, endless lullaby. Zeke, she said finally, voice hesitant. Do you ever regret helping me? Taking me with you? I shook my head. Never. I only regret not doing it sooner. You trusted me when it was dangerous, when the world made it clear you couldn't. That trust, it changed me. She smiled faintly, the first real smile I'd seen in weeks. You changed me too. I don't know what I'd have done without you. I laughed softly, a sound of relief more than humor. We've both grown, Clara. Stronger. Smarter. We'll face whatever comes next, together. She nodded, squeezing my hand. Together. Samuel appeared from the trees, nodding at us. The world's waiting, he said. Danger isn't gone, but neither are you. You've made it this far. That counts for everything. I know, I said. And we'll keep going. One step at a time. Always forward. The river sparkled in the sun, a promise of life beyond fear. I felt the weight of the past finally ease, replaced by cautious hope. Do you think people like them ever learn? Clara asked quietly. Maybe, I said. Or maybe they just suffer quietly, watching the world move on without them. Either way, we don't need them in our story anymore. She looked at me, eyes bright with trust. Then let's live, Zeke. Really live. I nodded, feeling a fire inside me, not anger but determination. We will. And no one will ever control us again. The wind whispered through the trees, carrying with it the faint scent of smoke from the old plantation, a reminder of the past and yet a warning. We had endured and we were stronger for it. Clara leaned against me, soft and fragile yet brave. What now? She asked. Now, I said, looking at the horizon, we build our own lives. No chains. No fear. No betrayal. Just us. She smiled, hope threading through her voice. Just us. I squeezed her hand gently. Yes, just us. And that's enough. For now, for always, that's enough. The sun rose fully, golden and warm, washing over the river, over us, over a world that had once been cruel and unyielding. I let myself breathe. For the first time, I felt the weight of the past lift completely. Whatever came next, we would face it together. Free, alive, and unbroken.